Hey, what's up guys? My name is Francis. Welcome on the channel. If you don't know me, I served in Ukraine for years from 22 to 26. And on this channel, I share my knowledge and what I learned and some war stories and stuff about drones. So make sure you subscribe. If you want to support, we have a Patreon and there's also some awesome merch. Just dropped new collection recently. So make sure you go on doserfreedom.com and order your t-shirts and your hoodies. Okay, so today we're gonna be going over a document I find online on Reddit. It was sent to a user by his recruiter, The Truth About Infantrymen. It's very interesting. It depicts pretty good what's going on in 2026. Now we are summer 2026, so it's good to have a update. There are some few points I would like to go over, and I will be adding on top of that. Okay, guys, so you have definitely seen flashy videos from media famous brigade showing what combat looks like, such as daily assaults, firefights, non-stop action. Here's the truth. Behind a few minutes of video are weeks of hard, uninteresting, and boring infantry work in the AFU. So yeah, there are a lot of videos, footage of assault, especially from the 3rd Army Corps, previously 3rd Assault Brigade. Crazy, insane assault videos, okay? But most of the time, those assault men, sometimes they can train for months for one assault. So for like 1 or 2 days of insane work, there's like huge and lots of preparation, training, classes, and all that stuff. And that's if you get to be on the assault. Maybe you're gonna be sitting in the trenches and not doing any assaults. Every year since 2022, the war in Ukraine has been changing. The mission methods that worked in 24 do not work in 26. Today's war is a war of technology, often boring yet extremely dangerous for infantry. So yeah, I mean, it's gonna be depending if you are regular infantry, just defending position, sitting in basement, sitting in foxhole trenches, and if assault or not, if your Russians are not assaulting, yeah, it can be pretty boring, right? And especially there on the zero line, there's no starting on your position most likely. So yeah, it can be boring infantry work and just dodging artillery and drone all day long. First point, small arm firefights are rare. So once again, this probably true. It's gonna be depending if you are not on active assault, if you are not cleaning Russian positions, if you are not doing reconnaissance, if you are just regular infantry sitting in trenches, yeah, you're not gonna be engaged in firefights a lot. There is no air support. Yeah. So personally, I didn't go to Iraq or Afghanistan. So I don't know what air support is, and but I see those videos on YouTube from Afghanistan. They are under contact, and then you see that A-10 just like cooking the Taliban, and man, it must have been so nice, man, so awesome, all that air support back in those days. But that's not gonna happen in Ukraine. So yeah, never had air support since the beginning of the war. It's not gonna be changing. Tank battles don't happen. Yeah, like today's battlefield, tanks basically hiding in tree lines. They're gonna be coming up and coming out from their hole and shooting few rounds and then like going back in the hole. Okay, staying hidden most of the time, mainly because of drone warfare. I remember in 22 we were in a tree line in Izium, and we were literally between a tank battle where there was like a Ukrainian tank a few meters back from us, Russian tank were a few kilometers back, and they were shooting at each other, and we could like hear the impacts and everything. But yeah, it's no longer like that. Armored vehicle can't get closer than 10 kilometers to the zero line. So yeah, that's entirely true. Expect a long infiltration route, and most likely by foot. Okay, but man, it's gonna be depending on which AO. But generally speaking, expect long infiltration and exfiltration, especially by foot. Snipers are useless on 99% of the front. So I think it's going to be depending on like which AO. Like if you are fighting in tree line, fields, trenches, yeah, of course. But I think like in cities, in urban combat, I mean, it still can be helpful. But it's going to depend on what's the plan, on what part of the front, and yeah. But what is certain is snipers are working less and less. So don't arrive to Ukraine saying, "Yeah, I'm gonna be a sniper," because it's pretty lot of chance that it's never gonna happen. Positions and clearing missions are entered by small teams of two to three people. No longer the days where you get like those huge assault, and the lesser the people, the better it is. The less chance you have to get picked up by drones when you go assault. So it makes sense. But again, it's gonna be depending on the plans, the missions, and all that stuff. Food and ammo are delivered to positions by drone. So yeah, Baby Yaga, like those vampire drones, they deliver everything. Okay, so also that's something. If you go to a vampire team, expect like you should expect to do more like logistic drops than like dropping actual payloads on Russians. So enemy has a huge number of drones and highly experienced pilots trained over 4 years of war. So yeah, man, if you come to Ukraine, you're gonna experience drones. Drone warfare is actually absolutely insane, very dangerous stuff. So be careful out there. Carry drone detector, carry shotguns, and stay safe. Rotations are difficult and slow due to enemy drone activity and sometimes can take 5 to 6 days. They require favorable weather like rain, fog, or strong winds, which may take weeks to arrive. Because of this, people who plan to stay on position for 10 to 15 days sometimes end up there for 25 to 30 days. So yeah, that's exactly what we were doing personally when we was working as a drone operator earlier this year for exfil or infill, only waiting on fog, moderate to heavy rain, and yeah, like bad weather conditions, just because to reduce the chance of drones like still can hit you. Maybe they're gonna still be flying, but there's less chance they're gonna be flying in like heavy fog or heavy rain. Okay, and that makes the rotation like become longer. And yeah, if you are expecting to be exfiltrating and you see the weather forecast, it's like sun, 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 sun the whole week. Maybe you're not gonna be exfilling that week. And yeah, it can take 5 to 6 days. So yeah, man, sometimes like you need to walk to a position, stay there, wait some time, then go to the next one, stay there, wait some time, then go to the next one. Okay, so it can take few days to arrive on your position. Creating a comfortable rotation schedule in 2026 is impossible. So yeah, sometimes you're gonna be coming off rotation, like you're gonna be spending maybe, let's say, a month on rotation, then you're gonna be off rotation, then maybe okay, maybe a week later, bad weather conditions, then you're gonna be infiltrating again. Like it's not like okay, 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks. It's all gonna be mixed, and don't expect anything. And sometimes you're gonna be staying in position longer than expected. So be prepared to stay on position longer than promised, because it's always better to keep someone there an extra week than to evacuate their body later. Yeah, makes sense, okay? This is one of the reasons our unit has the lowest casualty rate among the foreign volunteers compared to other units. So yeah, that comes from the 42nd Mechanized Brigades. I wouldn't like take that with a grain of salt. Like, yeah, maybe it's true, maybe it's not. Who knows? I'm not there. You should reach out to someone there. But I'm not telling you to join that brigade. I'm just telling you because that's a good document. But I'm not. I'm no way I'm telling you to go join that brigade, guys. There are no easy sectors. It doesn't matter whether it's the Donetsk, Sumy, Zaporizhia. You will face the same problem everywhere. So yeah, they are part of the front line. It's a little bit easier than others, but like generally, it's all the same. In the current war, 90% of infantrymen's time is boring movement, boring task, sitting in shelter, and waiting for the enemy. So yeah, if you're conducting trench shooting, that's gonna be 100% of your work. The war in Ukraine is the most terrifying war in human history. Your experience in Afghanistan or Iraq might be useful, but it's nowhere close to what you will face here. So exactly, personally, I did not go to Iraq or Afghanistan. It was my first war, so I didn't expect anything. Okay, but of course, as like I heard those stories that those GWOT veteran comes to Ukraine. Oh, we don't have this, we don't have that, and then they get like hit by artillery drones and everything. So like, and then they go home after the like first mission. Okay, so yeah, don't base your experience in Afghanistan, like just forget about it when you arrive here. Okay, it doesn't really, it's not really relevant in this current war. Of course, the experience is going to be helpful. Like if you're a good soldier, yeah, of course, but I mean, don't expect it to be as Afghanistan, because it's not. Remember, we will always provide you with good equipment, the best weapon, training, and everything necessary to carry out missions, but we cannot give you balls. So, I mean, no, but no, that's good. If that brigade gives you good equipment, weapon, training, yeah, it's perfect. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. What will happen on the battlefield will happen, and it's up to you. Like, are you going to be able to handle it? Yes or no. So I guess you will see once you're there. It's simple. You are ready. You are either ready to face these realities, or you're not. So yeah, man. Basically, guys, you have it. That's the reality of a infantry soldier. Right now, we are since like as of August 2026, and I got a little scoop for you. It's not gonna go better. It's only going to be more dangerous. There will be more drones. Man, they're gonna be developing some robots, that machines. Okay, the drones are gonna be flying farther. The capacity of payload is gonna be bigger. Just be careful. That's exactly how it is on today's battlefield. So my recommendation is like, go to Ukraine, try to join some units, do some great research. Like, no unit is perfect, but there are some units that are better than others, and try to, like, you can do some infantry, some trench shittings, but to gain the experience. But if you can go in like direct action assault team, that would be the way to go. Okay, especially if you have like combat experience and if you want to get into it. Listen, like, take care. If you go to Ukraine, take care of yourself, and make sure you subscribe to the channel. And I'm gonna see you in the next video, guys. Peace.